Hello everyone, let's get back to the M&P FPC. I'm going to change out the handguard here. I have a new all metal one right here, but we'll get to that one in a minute. Some of the tools that you need to do this, for mine anyways, I got my pliers with my homemade padding so I don't damage anything. I've got a 7/8 wrench, I've got a 3/4, and then I believe it's a 9/64 T wrench, and I have a number 10 torx. And I always have a pick because these little tiny screws in here, I think they're number 8s or something like that, sometimes don't want to come out, and I can use that pick to pull them out. But when I did this, I already pre-did some of it. There are 8 screws on top, and there's a set of 8 screws on the bottom. If you're just taking this off to clean it or do whatever it is you do, let me get my screws over here. You'll notice they're 2 different sizes. This is 1/2 inch, these are 3/4. The 1/2 inch screws will go on top. Let me get rid of that. And the 3/4 inch screws will be the bottom ones. So let's go ahead and start taking this one apart and show you how all this comes apart. And we'll put on the new one. I only have 2 of them on here. I always have my magnetic dish there because these things like to go wherever they go. And if you know anything about M&Ps, when these guns come out, parts are not easy to get. So I've got that off, and this will just split in half. There's the 1/2 where the screws went into. This is the other half, and I'm not going to turn it upside down because all your nuts are inside there. So there you go. There's your barrel right there. There's your barrel nut, my muzzle device, and it's all pretty easy. So we are going to go into this one, but we have to prep this one. In order to put on the new handguard, I do have to remove my muzzle device. If you're one of those that don't have a muzzle device on yours, you'll be fine. You can even leave the thread protector. But this barrel nut has to come off. And you'll be surprised, this wasn't even torqued on there. Had just a little bit of pressure on it, but virtually almost hand tight is all it was. Take this off, run that completely off. And then, depending on where you buy yours, it comes with the barrel nut, so you can put this one on. You'll see right here, it's cut out. That's gonna go here, because if you look right here, let me get some light, you can see that lip where this cutout is. It's gonna cover that, just like this. But one thing I will tell you, I plan to leave this one on there. I would put a little bit of Loctite on it. The instructions even tell you to put Loctite on it. Put that right there. You'll get it on those threads. And the one thing I should have told you, this barrel nut right here is actually, it's not a 1 1/4. I thought it was because I have an 1 1/4 wrench. It doesn't fit. It was an 1 5/16 is what I had to use. So I'm just going to use my pliers with the protection and just put a little bit on it. I'm not going to do it too terribly hard. Make sure all this is good. There we go. Do it one more time. There. I'm just going to do it hand tight, and then I'll put about a 1/4 turn or whatever I did on it. And you got your barrel nut on there. Now you'll get your hand guard. And right here, these are your 9/64 bolts. And the one thing I did not mention, it's in here somewhere. There are 2 hex screws right here. They're like 3/32, I believe is what they were. Those will tighten in this way to that, and these will clamp on it, and those will kind of dig into it to hold it solid. you'll just put that on there. And there you go. What I will do is I will line all this up with right here. So I'll kind of line it up. Make sure it's nice and straight right there. Get my 9/64. It's on the other side for the screws. I'm going to do them hand tight. Just so I can take a look at it. I'm going to go with that. These are the two 9/64 keys right there. I did them hand tight and just put a little bit to it. It's all aluminum on this, so I don't want to over tighten it. The instructions didn't tell you how much to torque it to, but I'm just going to put it on nice and tight. And that's the extent of it in there. It's pretty solid. I really can't bend anything. And obviously, I'll put my muzzle device back on it. That's where my 3/4 inch wrench comes into. I can put it right back on there, put a little tightness on it. And I didn't need it because it was actually loose. The 7/8 wrench is for that barrel nut from Smith & Wesson, 7/8. And that's the extent of it there. You have the new handguard on there. And it's actually, to be honest with you, I like the feel of it a little better. I don't know how much wider it is, but I actually like that. Looks pretty good. And that's the extent of it. You just saw me do it, with the exception of doing the 16 screws prior to this. It's fairly easy. And you'll be surprised how easy this barrel nut does come off. If you have any questions on this, please post below and we'll help you out. One thing I will say is I don't always put out the names of the stuff I use because I pay for this. I say what I want. I'm not here to sell this stuff. If you want to know the names, I'll post it below or I'll send it to you. But there you go. Pretty easy. You guys have a good night.